If you had the option, would you choose a highly targeted database of 10,000 people, a YouTube channel with 100,000 subscribers, or an Instagram profile with 1 million followers? Why don't you put your response in the comment section? But for me, it's a no-brainer, and I would take the 10,000 users on a database every single day of the week. Now, I know that that may not be the sexy answer because it's quite cool to show someone that you have a YouTube play button or an Instagram profile with over 1 million followers. But if you want to build a sustainable and scalable business, you need to understand that the most important and vital factor in all of that is you having a highly targeted and connected database. So for me, that's why I would choose a database of only 10,000 over a YouTube channel of 100,000 or an Instagram following of 1 million people. What I also need to be really clear here is that there is a big difference between a database and an audience. I'm not saying that growing an audience on YouTube or Instagram or whatever social platform you want to focus on, I'm not saying that that is not important. I'm just saying that that is not the end game. The end game is to convert all of those users, viewers, and followers to your customer database. Unfortunately, in the content creator market, very few content creators actually understand this. And that's why when Goldman Sachs did a report into the state of creators in 2023, only 4% of all of your favorite content creators achieve over $100,000 a year. And the reason for that is because there is a disconnect where content creators are chasing views and viral content rather than focusing on what really builds a business, which is a highly targeted database. Now, I'm not the largest content creator by any metric that you would choose to use. And in fact, this is highly likely this is one of the first videos or even the very first video that you've ever seen of mine. And at the time of recording, my largest social platform is YouTube. On my other channel where I have over 85,000 subscribers. But even with a relatively small YouTube channel, I've been able to grow a sustainable and a month-to-month business that gives me over 7 figures a year. And the reason for why I've been able to do that is because we're focused on building a database, not just an audience. So in this video, I want to take you through the 3 reasons for why you need to be focused on building a database, a highly targeted, connected database, as opposed to just an audience. But just in case we haven't met yet, my name is Aaron Young and I'm from 7 Figure Coaching. And what I'm going to be teaching you in this video comes from the principles that I learned and put in place for my 7-figure business, which is called Define Digital Academy. The first reason for why I focus on building a database and not just an audience is because I do not 100% trust the social media platforms, be it YouTube or Facebook or Instagram or TikTok, or even some of the more business focused platforms like LinkedIn. Now, as I just mentioned before, my other channel is focused on teaching people about Google Ads. So I'm definitely not opposed to these large social companies, but the reason that I'm wary and I don't put 100% trust in these large companies is because ultimately they can change their algorithm whenever it suits them. What you have to remember is that whatever platform you are focusing your content on, ultimately you have to play by the rules that that platform owner dictates, and they could change or tweak some of the focuses of their algorithm, which then means that you lose your viewers pretty much overnight or very quickly. And even in some horror cases, there have been people who have had their pages or their profiles banned and they've lost their audience pretty much overnight. And if you don't have a database, if you have no way of directly connecting and contacting all of those viewers and followers, if you've got a problem with your profile, you've then got a problem with your business. But for me, and I definitely do not want this to happen, but if there became an issue with one of my YouTube channels, my business would still be okay because we've built out a strong database that we can connect to directly to continue our online teaching and our online sales programs. Now comes to the second reason for why you want to be focused on building a database and not just an audience is because only a low percentage of your followers or your subscribers, whatever platform you're on, actually see your content when you release it. The one thing that is often forgotten about these social media platforms is that they prioritize other metrics over followers and subscribers. And let me show you some stats right now. So firstly, we're looking at data in regards to Instagram. And what you can see here in terms of the actual view rate, now this is for Reels, but for accounts that have under 5,000 followers, they're getting up to 28% on average. But once you get a larger audience, you can see here that it actually ducks down to only 6% or 6.6% of seeing your new content with an average view rate of 10.53%. And then when you come into YouTube in regards to subscribers versus your view ratios, they're estimating that a good and healthy YouTube channel should make at least 8 to 14% ratio on average. So looking at around about between 8 to 14% of your subscribers are actually seeing your latest content. Now, even if your Instagram profile or TikTok profile or YouTube channel does get a high percentage view rate than the stats that I just showed you, the take-home message is though that it definitely doesn't go out to 100% of your audience. And in fact, it's a very low percentage of your audience. So the first take-home message here is that with every piece of content that you release, you want to be giving your viewers an opportunity to join your database. And the way that you do this is by offering a lead magnet so that you can then offer them some extra teaching or training or discount code or any sort of value so that you can get them to join into your database. And the reason for this is because remember that data I just showed you before, you can then make sure regardless of what's happening in the algorithm with your latest releases of content, you've still got a direct way to contact and speak to your most loyal followers. So that we can keep going on this video, what I do want to do is right now, if you want some extra help in this area, I've released a full booklet which details how to create your own six-figure sales funnel through your own online business. And if you want to get access to this free teaching guide, which also includes all of the email flows that I use, all you need to do is to follow that link in the description below. Because that now brings us to the third reason for why you need to be focusing on building a database and not just an audience. And this comes down to that you, the content creator or the business owner, you get to decide how and when you communicate with your customers. When you create content on YouTube, it looks different to how you create and present content on TikTok or on Instagram, which is then different again to how you present yourself and communicate on a platform like LinkedIn. And the reason for this is because they are all different and the creator knows that there's different things that they have to do in order to satisfy the platform's algorithm. Then that's the reason for why many YouTubers use B-rolls and different cuts and pop-ups and all of those things, because it has been shown to increase the engagement rate. But when it comes to emailing your database directly, you can forget about the algorithm and purely focus on how you want to communicate to your most loyal followers. And you know that once you've got them reading your email, they're not going to be scrolling off to another piece of content and they're not going to be seeing any pop-up ads. It's purely you communicating with your most loyal fans. And if you want to really supercharge this to the next level and know how you can get a better sales rate from your emails, I want you to go through and watch this video right here, which is all about finishing the sale with your email flows. Once again, thank you for joining me. My name is Aaron Young from 7-Figure Coaching. And also before you go on and watch this video, if you've loved today's teaching, why don't you give me a subscribe and also turn on that notification bell so you never miss when I release more videos. See you later.